Hi, do you want to get AWS certified, but you are a little bit confused which certification is the best fit for your career? If this is the case, I'm here definitely to help you. So I am Arif. I do have more than 8 years of working experience in cloud computing, specifically AWS, and currently I'm holding more than 6 AWS certifications. So in this video, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through all the certifications that AWS is currently providing, and I will explain multiple certification paths that is currently available in AWS. It will help you to actually understand which certification path is best suited for your career goal, and from there you can start your certification journey. So without further delay, let's get started. So in this part of this video, we are gonna explore all the certificates that AWS offers currently. So this is AWS official website, and under the certification section here we can see all the available AWS certifications. So the first certificate that I'm gonna discuss is Cloud Practitioner, AWS Cloud Practitioner. So this is the first entry-level certification and no prior experience needed. So from my experience, if a person goes through the study materials for this certification for 1 month, he or she can easily pass this certification. So this is a very good starting point, I'd say. The second step is associate certification. Associate certification requires prior cloud or on-prem IT experience. So my suggestion would be, please create one AWS account, and under AWS account try multiple AWS services. In this video, I'm gonna list down 10 most important AWS services that you must need to know to pass the associate certification. Please look into the description section, and you will gonna get those 10 service names. So under associate, currently AWS offers 3 certificates. First one is AWS Solutions Architect Associate. So this is related with the designing of AWS infrastructure. The second one is AWS Developer Associate. This is more of a DevOps kind of work. And the third one is AWS SysOps Administrator. So if your role is SysOps Administrator in cloud, then the certification is definitely going to help you. After associate certification, let's talk about professional certification. So this is definitely advanced level certification compared to the associate, and it requires at least 2 years of prior AWS cloud experience, because the exams are not easy. I can still remember when I was sitting for my AWS Solutions Architect professional examination. The questions were very big in size. The questions were kind of like one paragraph per question, and all the questions were almost scenario based. So you need to know multiple services, how it works. You need to be an expert in AWS core services. So my recommendation would be, please first get 1 or 2 associate certification, and then think about this professional certification. One good thing to mention in here, that is there is no prior requirement that if you want to sit for professional, you have to pass the associate or cloud practitioner certification. So you can just directly sit for professional certification, but I'm telling you, it's almost impossible to crack the exam without the experience of an associate certification or cloud practitioner certification. So there are 2 certifications available in this criteria. One is AWS Solutions Architect Professional. So once you pass the AWS Solutions Architect Associate, then if your end goal is to become an architect in cloud environment, then you should definitely go for this certification. And this certification is a highly demanding certification in the IT industry. And the second one is that AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional. This is also a very good certification. So if your goal is to become a developer in cloud environment, especially AWS, then once you get AWS Developer Associate, you can go for this AWS DevOps Engineer Professional certification. Now let's talk about the specialty certifications. So in AWS, if you once create an AWS account and log into AWS console, you'll be amazed to see how many services are offered by AWS. Pretty much like all IT industry specific services are there, and every month, every year is growing more and more. So it has a lot of offering. AWS services for networking, it has services for data analytics, it has services for database, machine learning, security, SAP on AWS, you name it. Everything is available under the AWS console. For an instance, you are a security expert and you want to explore cloud security. So for that purpose, this AWS security specialty is the perfect fit for you. So even though you can directly go for this special certification, but my recommendation would be first go through one of these associate certification to build the knowledge. When you are building the knowledge or the base of cloud computing, specifically AWS, the very best certification for that would be AWS Solutions Architect Associate. So once you have it, then you can go for your security specialist certification. Congratulations for reaching this far. So we have pretty much covered all the certifications that is offered by AWS. So in this section of this video, we're gonna look into AWS Certification Path. This is also an official document from AWS. I will definitely add all of these links in my description section. Please have a look. Okay, so the first criteria or the path that we're gonna look into, that is architecture. Suppose you want to be a solutions architect in cloud environment or application architect. So this is the perfect path for you. At the very beginning, as I told you earlier, that is cloud practitioner is highly recommended. This is the certification that will help you to understand the basics of AWS environment. So once you have the foundational certification, that is the cloud practitioner, then you have to go for the solutions architect associate. For both of these field, solutions architect associate is a must have, and once you have it for as a solutions architect, then you can go for the solutions architect professional. So this is exactly what I did, but I set for my certification, AWS certification, in 2017. At that time, this cloud practitioner certification was not there. So that's why I just directly jumped into this AWS Solutions Architect Associate certifications. Once I have it, then I went for this Solutions Architect Professional. So that's good. So once you have this professional certification, then you can do some specialty certification if you want to actually know more about any specific field of AWS. And for application architect role, the path is the same, but if you are more into this application architect role, then you can go for the developer associate and then the DevOps engineer. The next career path is cloud data engineer. So suppose you have already a very good understanding of data science. So now you want to be a cloud data engineer. In that case, the first certification is always default, that is the cloud practitioner. Once you have it, then you can go for the solutions architect associate, because I told you earlier, that is if you understand the base, if you want to build a very strong base of AWS cloud computing environment and clear all the concepts that is required to be a good cloud engineer in AWS, then you definitely need to have this AWS Solutions Architect as a certification. Once you have it, then you can directly go for the specialist certification, because you are not looking for any professional certification as a cloud architect or AWS developer. So you can directly go for data analytics specialist certification. So once you have these three certification, then your AWS certification path is almost complete, and you can explore some other fields of AWS environment. Then we can look into the development. So if you want to be a software development engineer in AWS platform, so it's pretty straightforward. First, you need to do the cloud practitioner, then the AWS DevOps associate, and the very last you have to do the AWS DevOps engineer professional, which is the advanced version of AWS DevOps associate. So once you have these three certification, you are officially AWS developer engineer certified. We got few more career paths in here. Suppose you want to be a system administrator or cloud engineer. So this is my current role that I am working on. A system administrator, cloud system administrator. For that, you need to get the cloud practitioner and the sysops administrator. If I compare AWS Solutions Architect, DevOps, and System Administrator Associate, these three associate certification, from my point of view, sysops administrator is the hardest one. So you have to really know all the nitty-gritty things of AWS environment, because it covers a lot more services than other two associate certification. So be prepared for it. So once you have this sysops administrator, then you can go for the DevOps engineer. So here you will understand some more concept related to the DevOps work. You want to be a cloud engineer, in that case, after sysops administrator, then you can go for the security, because as a cloud engineer, you also need to secure your cloud environment. And I'm telling you, this AWS security specialty is a very good certification, because cloud security is very important. Because whenever a company is planning to actually move the data from on-prem to cloud, their first concern is whether our data is secure in a third-party vendor. So in order to make sure things are configured correctly and precisely, we need to know how to secure each and every services that AWS is offering. And this certification specifically, that is AWS security specialty, will help you to get that knowledge. One good thing that I like about these certifications, that AWS really makes sure that you know your stuff. All the questions that you will face in the exam for associate and associate, professional, and special certifications, most of the questions are scenario based. For security domain, you have to clear the AWS security specialist certification. And also, see, at the very beginning of the video, I mentioned that in order to build the knowledge, you have to pass any one of these associate certification before going for any special certification. So AWS also suggests the same thing. For any kind of special certification, they suggest to actually clear the associate first and then go for the special certification, which is the right way to do. If you want to be a network engineer, then you have to clear the cloud practitioner, solutions architect, advanced networking specialty, and security specialty, because you need to know how to secure your network, right? And the very last one is AI or machine learning based. So suppose if you want to be a machine learning engineer, in that case you have to pass the cloud practitioner first, that is the default one, then the solutions architect associate. And here you do have choice whether you can go for this any one of this, either developer or sysops associate certification, and at the very last you can go for the machine learning specialty. Congratulations guys for reaching this far of this video. So we have covered all the certificates that AWS offers right now, and also the certification paths. So now I'm gonna share some tips to pass the certifications. My first tip is to actually create an AWS account as soon as possible, because in the exam, most of the questions that you're gonna face are scenario based, and you can't just imagine the scenario by reading books or solving questions. You really need to know the services. So because in the questions you're gonna see AWS trying to trick you by integrating multiple services all together in a single question. So you really need to know what is the service, what it does, and what problem it is solved by using the service. So for that, please create an AWS account and start playing with it. Start to deploy some servers, start to deploy an application in AWS platform. That will help you to actually get the hands-on experience to pass the certification. My second tip is to develop self-discipline. If you are preparing for a certification, suppose you made your mind that you are gonna go for one of these AWS certification. For instance, you wanna study for AWS Solutions Architect Associate certification. Then the first thing that I would suggest you to actually create a routine. So every day you have to spend at least an hour for the certification, no matter what happened. So you have to sit and you have to focus and you have to read for 1 hour. If you do that, I can guarantee you that you will develop this self-discipline, and every day you will learn something new and it will add up and it will increase your chances to pass the certification. My third and final tips for AWS certification is think AWS certification more of a marathon, not a sprint. Relax, take your time, try to go through multiple sources for the preparation, try to build stuff in AWS console. Once you feel like yes, you are quite knowledgeable, you are confident enough to sit for the exam, then just go for the certification, and I can guarantee you're gonna pass the certification. Just try to change the mindset. Here the most important thing is to actually learn the technology, not to be AWS certified. So I hope this tips gonna help you to actually pass your AWS certification. If you have any questions or concerns related to this certification, the career path or the certification path that you need to follow, please let me know under this comment section, and I am guaranteeing you that I'm gonna reply you back in a very short period of time. And I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. It means a lot to me. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe my channel for seeing this sort of video in future. I'm planning to actually upload videos regular basis, maybe once in a week. So please stay tuned. That's all for today. Goodbye.